I never believed 5 quiet words could shatter everything. Asterisk, I can't love you the same. Asterisk, that was all it took. At night, I watched the man who had stood beside me for years slowly walk away, leaving me alone with nothing but the echo of my regret filling the silence. If you've ever spoken words you wish you could erase, subscribe now. You're not alone. And maybe my story will keep you from repeating my mistake. It didn't begin with anger or even a fight. Started with a conversation. Soft, fragile and uncertain. We sat in the living room, the warm glow of the lamp stretching shadows across the floor. He asked me what was wrong because he always sensed it. My husband had this uncanny way of knowing when something was heavy on my heart even if I tried to hide it. I hesitated, picking at the blanket's edge, my pulse hammering in my chest. For weeks I'd felt a distance growing inside me, one I couldn't explain. I thought being truthful would help, that releasing the words might lighten the weight. But when I finally said it, I can't love you the same, I watched something inside him fracture. He didn't yell. He didn't argue. He just froze, like my confession had turned him to stone. His eyes, once so full of warmth, dulled in an instant. For the first time he didn't see me as his wife. He looked at me like a stranger. I rushed to explain, stumbling over my words. I told him I did love him, but something within me had shifted. Said we weren't the same people anymore, that maybe we were drifting apart. I admitted I didn't know how to fix it, but all he heard was that my love wasn't enough. The silence between us roared. He rose, walked into the bedroom and began pulling clothes from the closet. The sound of hangers scraping metal cut into me like knives. I followed, begging him to stop, to listen, to not take my words as final. But he moved like a man already resolved. I'll never forget how carefully he folded his clothes, as if focusing on packing was easier than facing the storm between us. I stood in the doorway, tears blurring my sight, feeling my world unravel thread by thread. Please, I whispered. Asterisk, I didn't mean it the way it sounded. I just feel lost. I need us to find our way back. Asterisk. He paused, back still to me. For one heartbeat I thought he might turn around, might soften and hold me the way he always had when life felt impossible. But instead he zipped the suitcase and spoke words that will haunt me forever. Asterisk, if you can't love me the same, then I can't stay pretending. Asterisk, those were the last words he gave me. I trailed behind him to the door, my legs shaking, my hands trembling. He didn't slam it, didn't rage. He just opened it, stepped out and closed it gently. That quiet click echoed louder than any scream. And then he was gone. The hours after blurred. I sat on the same couch where we'd been talking just moments before, replaying every second, searching for where it all unraveled. Wanted to call him, to text him, to beg him to return. But every time I lifted my phone I froze. What words could undo the damage? Days turned into weeks. The apartment grew emptier. His side of the bed untouched. His laughter, his presence, his warmth, all of it vanished. With him, leaving me alone with regret swirling around me like a storm I couldn't escape. People said he overreacted, that a marriage should survive one painful sentence. But deep down I knew better. It wasn't only the words. It was there. He had given me everything, his heart, his life, and I confessed that it wasn't enough. A wound like that doesn't heal easily. I started questioning myself. Was it truly that I couldn't love him the same? Or was it that I couldn't love myself? Had my doubts and insecurities poisoned what we had? Late I realized I had let fear and self-doubt seep into our bond instead of trusting that we could fight through it together. The hardest part isn't the loneliness. It isn't even the silence. The hardest part is knowing he didn't leave in anger, he left in heartbreak. He walked away not because he stopped loving me, but because he couldn't bear to stay with someone who admitted she couldn't love him the way he deserved. I replay that night endlessly, wishing I had said, I'm scared, feel lost, but I want us to fight for this. Wishing I had chosen honesty wrapped in hope instead of despair. Because truthfully, I did love him, maybe not with the same innocence or fire as day one, but with a deeper, more complicated love. And now I will never have the chance to show him. Months later, he's still in my thoughts. Every day, I wonder where he is, if he's found someone who gives him the love he deserves. I wonder if he ever thinks of me, if he remembers the good before the bad, if he feels the same. Regret is heavy, clings to you, whispering what ifs when the nights grow quiet. What if I had chosen my words differently? What if I had held his hand instead of letting go? What if I had said I was struggling but still needed him? But life doesn't hand out replays, only consequences. And mine is a life haunted by the memory of that night, by the man I drove away, by the knowledge that some words can't be unsaid. So if you take anything from my story, let it be this: think before you speak. Be mindful of the words you choose, because sometimes they don't just share your feelings, they rewrite your future. And if you love someone, show them in every way possible. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't assume they already know, because one day they may not be there to hear it. As for me, I'm learning to live with regret, but also to never repeat the same mistake again.